Okay, everyone, if you can hear me all right, please say good afternoon inside of the chat so I know that you can hear me and the audio is fine for class. I also want you guys to know where the chat is inside of your Zoom because this is where you can ask questions throughout the presentation today. We're going to get started on miamirealtors.com. And on miamirealtors.com, the first thing that I want to show you, since we are going to be talking about getting into a higher inventory selling condos, we are wanting to show you that regarding condos and association details, a brand new article has hit. This is that there's going to be more transparency coming to communities or from communities, and that we are going to be building out a new Miami-Dade HOA database. So inside of this article, you can read about what is already a requirement for them to disclose and what is soon to be coming. So I am going to share this with you guys. It is regarding the Miami-Dade legislation. They have applied to all residential condos, co-ops, and homeowner associations. Each association would need to register with the county's Department of Regulation so we can access this information. The required information is going to include contact information from the associations, document and amendments. It's also going to include most recent financial statements, as well as most recently adopted annual budgets. Right, so they're hoping that these forms are going to be due by February 1st of each year, meaning associations have until February 2023 to meet the first year's deadline. So this is great news for us as agents. I'm going to share this information with you guys in the chat. I can see that we do have Avi's details inside of the chat, so please consider him a resource. Along with these details, we also want to move into or back into the Miami Gateway, well, miamirealtors.com, and we want to talk about what we can find under news. So when you click under news, this is a great way for you to be familiar with the market and what's happening on a month-to-month basis. So clicking on news will give you access to this page where you can find all of those details. You'll have access on South Florida market statistics, as well as market snapshot infographics that you can add to presentations or add into your social media, as well as any buyer or seller reports. You'll also have hot market overviews regarding both the single family home and condominiums. So we can see those hot markets in Miami-Dade, the last quarter of 2021. We also are able to see that we have a Miami market focus. The last one that was populated was January 2022. We are normally a month behind because we need to pull that information. So I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to make sure first that I'm sharing sounds. And now I'm going to share this with you guys, and we're able to watch and get up to date regarding the market.
This is your Miami
in 1 or 2
Market
minutes.
Focus Report for January 2022. Miami-Dade County total home sales increased 19.6% year over year. Single-family home sales increased 4.1%. Condo transactions increased 31.7%. Single-family dollar volume is up 16.7%. Condo dollar volume increased 56.2%. Total active listings are down 48.3%. Single-family homes inventory sits at 1.8 months. Condo inventory is at 2.9 months. Single-family homes median price is at $520,000. Condo median price is at $360,000. Short sales and REOs are only 1.2% of all closed sales. Access more information about the Miami-Dade County real estate market at sfmarketintel.com.
All right, so we're able to see quite a lot of information regarding the market, and I'll get on the same page fairly quickly using the South Florida markets focus. You are able to share this information. So on the top right-hand corner, you have a share button that you can use. You can tap on this share button. You can add it to your social media. These are created and posted for you, right? Scrolling down, you also have market focused videos and the archived options, as well as international information regarding the top US markets. And these are listed below. But scrolling back up, the area that I wanted to show you was the South Florida market stats. So you do have that video, and that video is available, but it's only discussing Miami-Dade County. And some of us are not working the Miami-Dade County area. We are working different counties. So inside of the South Florida market stats, you can build out your own reports if you'd like to, or announce your own statistics so that you are the market expert in your area. You have the choice to select the information on behalf of Miami-Dade, Broward County. If I click on here, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie. The data up at the top in the blue, these are your single family homes. And if I scroll down, you'll have access to the statistics regarding townhomes and condos. You have the statistics regarding closed sales, percentage paid in cash, median sales price, dollar volume, percentage of original price received, median time to contract, median time to sale, active inventory, and month supply of inventory. You also have it comparing January 2022 to January 2021, and you have the percentage of change year over year. So these are great statistics that you can preview, that you can view, and that you can easily access. Moving back into that news area, I wanted to highlight for you those infographics. Tapping on the South Florida infographics. Will not only give you access to that video, but you'll have the infographics available to download as a PDF, which is best served for a printout, right? Or add to a document, or you can receive the downloadable JPEG, which will give you access to adding into your social media. You'll have that information available on behalf of Miami-Dade, Broward County, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie. Let's go ahead and open up the Miami-Dade County infographic so you can preview what that looks like. And here we have all of those details as I scroll up. You'll have the information of existing home sales in January 2022, just as the, right? And here's our information regarding condos and townhomes. Transactions have actually increased 31.7%. Right, and it's comparing those details. Regarding dollar volume, we can see that condos and townhomes also have increased by 56.2%. Regarding inventory, we at this time have 2.9 months of inventory, which is lower, right? But still higher than that single family home. And then towards the bottom, we can see as well the median sales price for condos in Miami-Dade County is $360,000, and it has gone up 28.6%. So now that we're familiar with some statistics, how to easily access them, and the upcoming news regarding the Miami-Dade's new HOA database that's being built out, let's jump into Clarity or inside of our Miami Gateway and access Matrix. So inside of the Miami Gateway, we want to let you know that you do have access to recorded seminars, videos, training sessions on behalf of not only your Miami trainers, but also your education department. We also have a YouTube channel that you can rewatch this class or any of your other tech classes inside of. So I'm going to share with you guys that YouTube channel. Inside of the chat, you'll have that link. Be sure to subscribe. This is a public channel though, so no need to. You can simply access any of the content. You can search by playlists. Tapping on playlists will give you a looking glass, and you can simply search the content that you're interested in. So for example, if you're interested in rewatching this class, you can simply put in one of the terms inside of the class, and the system will go ahead and pull that for you, right? So we have this class already available and recorded to rewatch. So you can simply follow along if you'd like today. We're going to scroll down and pop into Matrix. And before I go through the material, I want to discuss what we'll be covering today. Angel, you asked me what was the names of the one that you were showing. What do you mean? The class?
No, Christy, the one of the link that will go to your YouTube channel.
The link of the YouTube channel is inside of the chat, and the name is youtube.com/miamitrainers.
Okay.
Was that your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so moving back into the Miami Gateway, or from the Miami Gateway, we jumped into Matrix. In today's class, some of the information that we want to talk about is going to be searching inside of Matrix for condos. We're going to be doing some preparing when we are interested in selling a condo or getting familiar with a building before we either sell it or list it. So we are going to be reviewing how you can access condo plans, how you can build out a hot sheet. We're also going to be talking about okay to advertise. Okay to advertise means you can find property that you can advertise without having to ask for additional permission. And these are properties that are outside of your brokerage. So this is a great way for you to advertise these condos. We're also going to be talking about home visit, which is another way that you can market your listings. We're going to be learning how to create flyers and websites using okay to advertise listings so that you can start to prospect. And then we're also going to be talking about how to do an open house when it comes to a condo, which most times it's not as friendly to do an open house in a building as it is to do an open house for a single family home. If we have time, which I'm hoping that we do, we're going to jump into the system of IMAP and talk about how we can prospect in a building. So to jump into it, since we have so much that we want to cover, let's go ahead and begin creating a search inside of Matrix. When we hover over search, where we want to look for condos is going to be the RE1, RE2 search option. And I'm going to want to get familiar with condos in my service area. So to do that, I'm going to do an example of active properties. I'm going to select condo, co-op, villa, and townhome. And then I'm going to select my type of property to be condo. From here, I'm going to simply scroll down and I'm going to select a city that I work. So for example, I'm going to select the city of Aventura. From here, we can see that we have 327 different matches, and I'm going to tap on results to access those matches. From here, an idea that you can do is you can tap on subdivision/complex. The name of a building is referred to as the complex. The name of a neighborhood is called, or you can search it by subdivision. But when you're specifically looking for an apartment or a building, you're looking for complex. So from here, now that I have it in order, we can see all of the different properties that are available inside of one building. At this time, we're looking at properties that are active. From here, this is a great way that you can get familiar with different properties or different apartments or buildings in your specific service area. Aside from that, as I scroll through the information, if I wanted to save this search so I can go back into it, I can, and we're going to learn how to do a save search now. So how do I save a search? You're going to tap on the save button, and from here, you're going to create a new save search. This will give you the ability to create a search for yourself where you're going to name it the name of your service area, Aventura condos for sale. So you can tap on save and you can access this search at any time. Where can you find your saved searches? You can find your saved searches inside of My Matrix under Save Searches. Now that we are familiar with how we can access this list to preview at any time, I want to show you that you can also get familiar with a particular condo by searching the condo plans. So for example, as I scroll through here, we have 100 Hidden Bay condo. We have 200 Isles Boulevard on William Island. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of these. I'm going to click on one of the MLSs, and it's going to give me access to a particular building. I'll have the address up at the top, 200 Island Boulevard, number 2306. I have a listing price, and I have all of the details regarding this building. Now, if I wanted to see additional information about this building, including HOA information, I can find that information by either doing a quick Google search on the building, either the address or the building name. So here's where you would find the address on the MLS. Scrolling down where it says complex will give us access to the name of the building. So if you're familiar with either one, that's where you would search and how you can find apartments. Moving into My Condo Plans is easy. It's a little icon that looks like 3 small buildings that you'll have access to. This is linked to all MLS pages. So we're going to click on here and find association information on here and statistics about this particular condominium. We'll have access to the MLS details, the status and the unit number. You'll have access to the name of the building, the address, and the unit size, as well as the bedrooms, the baths, the half baths, and parking information. My Condo Plans goes the extra mile to break it down into price per square foot, and it gives you building information, including how many units are in the building, how many properties are active that are up for sale, and what is the percentage of the building that is for sale. We can also learn about the type of market conditions inside of this building. So we can see the activity. In the last year, 34 apartments were sold. In the last 6 months, 13 apartments sold. And in the last 3 months, 8 were sold. So we can see that there's quite a lot of movement in this building. So if you're interested in getting familiar with this building, cornering it, and prospecting, we can see that there is quite a lot of movement, which is a good sign. We also have access to the declaration condominium for information for Williams Island 2000, which we can click and access. We also have information regarding the administrative office, the concierge, and the phone numbers. This is excellent only because each condominium or each association that you're going to work with, be sure to be able to access these details and communicate to ask certain questions when you are working with buildings. Each building is going to have their own rules and regulations, and each building is going to have their own terms when you're applying, right? So some of them will have fees and applications. Sometimes you have to interview and you want to know about these details. I have a question. Where will you see your plans? So inside of Matrix, Hector, we found condo plans. Inside of any MLS page, you see where there's the icons of the buildings. This is where you can click to access My Condo Plans. So moving back into My Condo Plans, Hector, if I didn't answer your question, please let me know. As I scroll down, we can also see, you're welcome, recent sales. So we're able to see the unit numbers that were recently sold, the size, the closing date, and the price. We're also able to see that breakdown of price per square foot. We also have marketing information. So we have market details regarding this particular building. And the system is going to compare this building with the city that it's in. So it's comparing the building with the inventory of sales in Aventura, as well as the inventory in Miami-Dade. And then, of course, you have that breakdown of the average time to close over the last year. And it's comparing the building, Aventura, and Miami-Dade. So if you have a listing here, this is a great way that you can settle expectations with a seller because you have the information right in here. Now, aside from all of these great details, as I scroll back up, you're also able to view the floor plans inside of My Condo Plans for condominiums. So you can tap on the free view. And you have an idea of, number one, where's that property located? We can see it's on a corner. We're also able to see the details on that property. We're also able to see the address, and we're also able to access that floor plan. So how is the condominium once you go in. Of course, you can send your customer pictures. You can also send your customer a virtual showing, right? All part of the regular MLS. But I think that the floor plans give you a lot of great information. Sometimes you can't really tell where bedrooms and baths are. So this is a great way for them to determine, is the master bedroom close enough to the regular bedroom, right? So where is everything located and much more. I'm going to exit out of here, but before I do, you can download this information. There is a watermark on here. Mine doesn't have it. I have a trainer form, but there is a small watermark. So if you don't want the watermark to show, you can always buy it, but you do have the free download, which I think is fine. And then clicking on buy watermark will allow you to do just that. It is $4.95 if you wanted to buy it. But then again, as I said, I don't think it's necessary at all, but it is up to you. Scrolling down, you can download this entire PDF. So if you are going to a listing presentation, this is a great addition to any pre-listing package, tapping on download PDF report. Now, it is assigned to all listings inside of Matrix, but this runs alone. So there's other uses for it. Up at the top, you see that you have a menu. It says listings, condos, houses, and the ability to browse with your license number. We're going to tap on condos, and I'm going to show you that this is another great way that you can access all of the buildings in your service area or your farming area. So you can either do a quick search by typing up the building's name to access all of that information, or you can begin your search by county. Clicking on that drop down and clicking on a county, I'm going to select Miami-Dade, for example, and it's going to give me access to all of the condominiums and all of the buildings inside of Miami-Dade, starting with the one that we were just in. But I can take it a step further and I can select the city. So for example, we were in Aventura. Selecting the city of Aventura will give me access to all of the buildings, right? So we can also see all of the different powers, right? So we have Atlantic 1, 2, and 3 that you can access. And as you go through here, you can select and choose, for example, the landmark. You'll have the ability to view the address. On the right-hand side, you can view any of the units on here. And then you're also able to see, again, if anything is active in this building for rent and if anything is active for sale. So if I was interested in seeing everything that's for sale, if I have a customer interested in this building, I can simply tap on here and I'll have access to the landmark complex, the addresses, and I'm also able to preview each listing, right? With, of course, my plan. Now, let's say you want this information regarding a specific building, but you don't want to go through the process of going into your search, into my condo plans, selecting how many properties are available and previewing this. Maybe you want to create something like a shortcut, which would include a hot sheet. So let's go ahead and move back into Matrix so I can show you how to do a hot sheet. We want to take into consideration that the name of this complex is named Landmark. And with the name of a complex, this is how you can build out these hot sheets. So I'm going to move into Matrix, move into my dashboard or my main dashboard. And then we want to talk about your hot sheets. Let me see where my hot sheets are. They're all the way down here. I'm going to move this widget up and we're going to build out a hot sheet. How did I do this? I'm going to tap on customize. And I'm going to choose single family condo, the RE1, RE2 type of search. And I'm going to just go ahead and add a new page. So I'm going to give it a name, and the name or the building that I'm interested in prospecting is going to be Landmark. So that's what I'm going to name it. I'm going to tap on save. And now, as you can see, you have an empty Landmark folder. From here, we're going to add the contents into this folder by editing the criteria. So with it highlighted, I'm going to tap on edit criteria. And now I have the opportunity to choose what information I want to see in this building. Since I want to corner this building, I'm going to go ahead and select all change types. I want to know everything that's happening in this building. Once I've selected what I want to know, I'm going to simply select the city of Aventura, and then I'm going to add the complex name. At this time, I only have subdivision name. So where it says additional fields, add or remove, this is the ability for you to add additional fields to a search. I already have mine added as complex name, and even better, subdivision, complex name, or building. So I can add the name here. But to show you how I did that, I'm going to click on add or remove. That's going to give me access to a list of all of the available fields in the MLS. And I'm going to search for, this one's my favorite, guys. So I'm going to search for subdivision, complex, and building. And then I'm going to click on add. When you click on add, that available field will be moved into your selected fields. When you see that it moves over, simply tap on back. No need to save, and it'll be part of your hot sheets. So as I scroll down, I'm going to add the name of the building, landmark. And then I'm going to make sure to add my asterisks to make sure that I receive all of the information for the landmark in Aventura. I'm going to tap on save, and now I have completed my hot sheet. And whenever there's a change, I can simply review it on my homepage. How do I access this? I'm going to tap on landmark. And if there's any changes, I'll see that. So for example, I'll be able to see if there's any new apartments, any closed sales, or anything that expired. So if I'm working this building and I see that there's an expiration, I want to make sure to be the first one to be on top of this, right? This is a great way for you to know what's going on inside of a building. Another great reason why you would want this. What if you have a listing in this building? You want to make sure that you know everything that's happening in this building, because if you have a customer that's living there, they'll probably already know that there's something that's active in the market in her building. So we want to get ahead of that. And this is a great way for you to be able to do that. And this is, of course, inside of your hot sheet. Now that we've reviewed condo plans, hot sheets, I want to talk about okay to advertise. I'm going to go back into our search, RE1, RE2 search. And we want to talk about okay to advertise. What is okay to advertise? This is the ability to advertise listings that are outside of your brokerage. So normally when you belong to an office, you'll have access to advertising the listings in your branch, and you can find the properties inside of your branch on your gateway. On your dashboard. And those are available scrolling down. Well, my listings are here. Let me move them to the middle. Under my listings, you can advertise your own listings. And then on most cases, you can advertise my firm's active listings. But let's say you want to advertise other properties in your service area. And since we're talking about condos today, how to advertise condos. Let's do an okay to advertise search. How do I do that? I would click on search on RE1, RE2. And then from here, I would select that I'm interested in my condos. I'm going to select condo again, and then I'm going to select an area of interest. So for example, let's select Aventura. And now I'm ready to add an additional field. So we did an additional field inside of the hot sheet. We could do the same thing inside of Matrix. So I'm going to tap add or remove. And I'm going to look for okay to advertise. Once you find it, you're going to tap on add, and it's going to move over into your selected fields. When you see it on this side, you're going to tap on back. And then you're going to scroll down. And okay to advertise your additional fields, once you've selected, they will stay here until you remove them. And you have a few options. The first one is no, which we're not interested in those. There's 55, so we don't want those. And then you have attribution not required. What is an attribution? Attribution is credit to the broker. So when you advertise and it says attribution not required, that means okay to advertise. The broker and the listing said yes, and there's no attribution required, meaning there's no credit to the broker required. And we have 7 matches like that. So I'm going to tap on results. And these are all of the properties that are condos in the city of Aventura that I can advertise without having to ask for permission or give any credit to the brokerage. So I can click on the images and I can preview the pictures available and I can choose what I want to advertise. So let's go ahead and take a look. This looks really nice. I might advertise this one. Let's take a look at the third. Beautiful views. That is just beautiful. Okay, so this is another great one that you could advertise, right? But as you can see, as I go through the information, we only want to view and advertise beautiful images. So we want to make sure that we ourselves as agents are providing the best images for our customer. And I know sometimes it doesn't fit into the marketing budget to be able to provide that, especially when you're first starting out. So I'm going to show you a trick after we do an example of how to advertise. So I'm going to select the second one. Let me just review. Yes. This is the MLS number. I'm going to select the MLS number. The MLS needs to begin with the letter A for you to use this program. And then I'm going to jump into the Miami Gateway and I'm going to look for Agent 3000. Agent 3000 is available here. This is a marketing tool. You can create landing pages, social media posts, single property websites, flyers, and more. I'm going to click on Agent 3000. Before you start marketing, you want to make sure to click on this green button. Well, let's read this later. Click on this green button on the top right left-hand corner and input your profile information because it's going to be part of your marketing. Your name, your company information, the address of your brokerage, your direct number, your email, and your website. You want to click on logo, tap on choose file and upload your logo, tap on photo, tap on choose file, upload your headshot, and then you're ready to advertise. So tap on close. The first thing I want to show you is you can actually create a property website. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to select single property website. If you have any questions, slow me down. I will stop. I will repeat for you. We'll do it again. I have no problem. So where it says MLS number, we're going to click on here. We're going to paste the MLS number. We're going to select the MLS. We're going to accept the terms because we chose okay to advertise listings, and we're going to tap on I agree. And we've created 5 websites that we can share on our social media. My favorite is the black header. I also like template 2, the white header. Please, I want to see the hot sheets. Okay, Daniela, we'll do another example of the hot sheets. Let's take a look at the template. So we're going to view the black header. You're welcome. This is an example of the black header website that we created with an MLS number using an okay to advertise listing that we can now promote. Now, aside from how beautiful it looks, it's also a reflection of us and everything that we post so that other people that are interested in buying, right, using our services, or even people who are watching what we're doing or reviewing what we've posted, because that's how we advertise this listing, they'll be familiar with that's our advertising practices. And we again become more attractive as agents And then towards the bottom, it's your headshot that we wanted to upload all of the information, your listing, and they're able to request information from you. They'll have access to the homepage, price and features on the property, the description, amenities, interior details, exterior details, photos, virtual tour. They can contact you, and they even have a map. The map is a little below. It's going to show where that condo is. It's going to also point out places of interest. And then we can even scroll in using the plus sign. We can get real close. And then we have this Google icon. And in some cases, not all, we can drop in our Google guy. Okay, and we'll have an idea of what that neighborhood looks like. It'll drop us right in front of the building. Right. You can see what's across the street, what street it's on. Excellent for those who have never been to preview the area. Okay, very cool. Now that you have the white header, so we're going to view that website, and you have the same information available, but in a different style up at the top. So aside from being able to create beautiful websites, you're also able to create flyers. So I'm going to tap on the flyer button. And in the same way, you can go ahead and select the type of flyer that you want to do. So for example, if it is our own listing and we want to do a just listed flyer, we can tap on just listed. We can input our MLS number. We can give the system a second, and when it populates, we select it. We're going to accept these terms. And you only want to use a just listed flyer if you have just listed it. So we're going to simply drop in the images. You can drag the bar. Right, if you want to replace an image, all you would have to do is select the image that you want to replace it with and go ahead and hover and drop it. From here, I can just go ahead and select whether it's going to be just listed, just sold, or for rents. And I can choose if I want my profile photo or a QR code. And then we can select an image, and this is going to be the border. So I'm going to choose light gray and blue. I'm going to tap on select, and I'm done, guys. I'm going to scroll down. I can either create a PDF, excellent for adding it to a report or printing it out. I can create a JPEG, excellent for an image, or I can post it directly onto my social networks. I'm going to click on the JPEG. And this is what that flyer looks like. It took us just a few seconds to create it. I can go ahead and zoom in. And guys, Agent 3000 still did. All information is deemed reliable, but not guaranteed. Listing courtesy of, right? So we've still covered our butts using OK to advertise. So if you wanted to go back into Matrix, if you're going to use Agent 3000, go back into your criteria and decide that you want to choose yes, attribution not required, and then choose yes, attribution required, because you're going to use Agent 3000 and they always create for you that verbiage that you need that says courtesy of. Then now we have more results. Now we had a member that had a question about doing a hot sheet again. So I'm going to go back into the results and simply choose one of the buildings. So I'm going to choose Mystique, I guess. Now, where would I find the name of the building? We're going to scroll down, and the complex name is what you're going to look for. You're going to select the name of the building. You're going to copy it. That's your complex name. And then you're going to go back into your dashboard. And from your dashboard, you're going to locate your hot sheets. To create one, you're going to tap on Customize. And then you're going to select Single Family Condo, and you're going to click on Add. Then we're going to give it the name. So for us to be able to locate it easily, we're going to give it the name of the complex. And then we're going to tap Save. Then from here, we're going to edit the criteria. So right now you have an empty folder. We're going to tap on Edit Criteria. And in the last example, I wanted to know all of the change types. So you can tapping on Control on your keyboard allows you to select more than one option. So you choose whatever change types you want. You don't have to do all of them if you don't want to. You're going to select where that complex or that apartment is located. And then you're going to scroll down and add the name to subdivision, complex, or building. If you don't have this already selected, we learned that we're going to tap on Add or Remove under Additional Fields. We're going to look for it. We're going to click on it, and we're going to tap on Add. And when either complex name or subdivision / complex / building moves into the selected fields, we're going to tap on Back, and we're going to fill that with the name of that complex, which is Mystique Point. We're going to add the asterisks to ensure that we get the most results, and then we're going to save those changes. Once you've saved your changes, you've customized that hot sheet. We're going to go back into our dashboard, and then we're going to click on Mystique Point. You can open it up whenever you'd like. And any changes that's happened in Mystique Point, you'll have access to. You'll be able to see the change details. You'll be able to see the status, right? And then, of course, you can click and research however you'd like. And that is your hot sheets. So far we have done our condo plans, our hot sheets. We searched for okay to advertise. We created a flyer, and we also created a web page. We saved a search. Now I want to show you how to create a favorite search of your okay to advertise properties. So I'm going to go back into my searches by tapping on recent searches. These are searches that you've pulled recently. And I'm going to select this search. And I'm going to tap on my agent single line. And you can see my criteria is up at the top. I selected that I was interested in searching for okay to advertise properties inside of the city of Aventura. And when I check in criteria, one second, guys. All right, I'm ready. When I tap into criteria, I've selected active properties, condos, city of Aventura, attribution not required, attribution required, so that I have the most matches. You're welcome. Kendra has a question about the okay to advertise, which we're reviewing now. So inside of the search, to do the okay to advertise, you're going to select active properties, your property type. So in this case, I selected condos. And then I scrolled down, selected add or remove. And inside of the add or remove, we're going to look for okay to advertise. When you select it, you're going to tap on add. And when it moves over, you're going to tap back. Now, this, I'm doing it in a regular search under RE1, RE2. You're welcome, Kendra. And then when we scroll down, now that we have all of our information, we selected attribution not required, attribution required. And then I'm going to always give attribution to simplify my life. but I'm going to click on results and then I'm going to save it just like I saved the search. But instead, when I save this search, I'm going to give it a name, To Advertise in condos in Aventura. So I know exactly what I'm looking at. And then I'm going to take a second to enable this search as my favorite. And I can enable actually 10 searches. And I'm going to save this. Why am I going and showing you how to do a favorite search? When you find a search inside of Matrix, you would have to go into My Matrix, Save Searches, My Last Run, and find To Advertise Condos in Aventura, which is right under Aventura Condos for sale, right? So I can always click on here and I'll have the results, which is really cool. But when it's a favorite search, your favorite searches will also always be available inside of the widget on your home page called My Favorite Searches. So I don't have to take all these extra steps. I can simply click on To Advertise Condos in Aventura, and I'm ready to advertise, right? Here's my MLS numbers. I'll open up Agent 3000 and I'm ready. So now that we know how to do that, and we're talking about advertising, and I slightly mentioned information about having the best images for your customer, I want to show you a system called Home Visit. It's available inside of Matrix. You can scroll down. Home Visit is here. As part of the Miami Association of Realtors, you can elevate your listings by having photos, videos, floor plans, 3D prints, direct mail, all done from Home Visit. You can also get 10% off with the code Miami10. I'm going to click here. And this is for those of you who are interested in making sure that the property that you advertise looks great. So from here, things that I like is that you're able to monitor all of your order history. So excellent whenever you are putting money into advertising, making sure that you have that ready for your taxes at the end of the year. You'll have access to your print jobs, support information, and you have a price list. You're also able to tie all of your listings right into this system. It does it automatically for you because it's a CoreLogic program. Now, I want to show you the additional service that it has that I like. So I'm going to go into, I'm going to click on order services. And these are all of the ones that you have. You have your visual media, property websites. Let me tap on property websites. We did one at no cost today. The property websites start at $20. Okay. Let me go back into the services, but the visual media, I'm going to tap on here. And you have photography that you can do starting at 109, night photography that you can do, 3D and 2D floor plans. The 2D floor plans start at $169. I showed you where you can access free floor plans. And if you wanted to print it out and make it part of your presentation, it was $4. But I also wanted to show you this guy. This is request an image edit. It starts at $2, and that means you as the agent can take your own images, you can take your own pictures, and you can submit them to be edited, right? So as I scroll down, you have basic enhancements, which will cover like the sky, for example, and then you have simple image manipulation. So if you wanted to take something out of a room, for example, and then you have complex image manipulation, simple and complex. Complex means it's going to do the regular edit, the basic enhancements with removing something out of the photo. So I'm going to show you some examples. This is a basic image enhancement. This is a picture that I can see one of us taking, and then you scroll down and they've updated your sky for $2, right? They enhanced the colors in the image, and visually it looks much better, much more professional, and it'll fit into my marketing dollars, or it's more likely to fit into my marketing dollars if I go this route. Scrolling down, here's another example, right? Just updating those colors, making it a little bit more brighter. This is an example of the interior. This looks really good, but just adding a little vibrancy for $2, it really changes that image. Then we have some simple manipulation. So this is the original picture, and they've just kind of removed the 2 picture frames. So just in removing the 2 picture frames, it looks larger. Scrolling down, they have removed the phone wire up here. Okay. And then the last one, well, I like this one too. In a room, they went ahead and they removed the exercise equipment, right? So they brightened it up, they removed that, and now you have a much better product that you can advertise for a customer, right? Here they, as a simple manipulation, they removed the tarp, right? And here's a picture of the pool. So they didn't quite change anything in a way that is misleading to a customer. They've updated the sky and they've removed a tarp, right? Provided better lighting for the interior of the home. So this is a tip that I wanted to share with you guys. Excellent for selling your condos and making sure that you provide the best service. Another great option if you have a rental, for example, and you wanted to update those images inside of the rental, just to make sure that you provide the best service regarding your marketing budget. All right, so aside from that, let's see if we jump into IMAP. Okay, so inside of IMAP, which is listed as one of your tax roll services. Another place where you have IMAP listed, if I go into my recent searches, it's available inside of all of your listings. So I'm going to choose, let's do Mystic Point again, and you have IMAP listed. I'm going to select the address, and then I'm going to click on the IMAP icon. This is going to move me into a tax roll service, and it's going to give me all of the information regarding this property. So from here, I'll have access to, this is a particular listing. I'll have access to the property ID, the property type, the property address, the current owner with phone numbers, the property use code, the value information, sales information, assigned schools are available. I'm also able to see demographics on the right-hand side. I can find comparables on here. But what I wanted to do in this point or inside of this system is inside of the property tax details. I wanted to show you how you can find all of the units in here. So I'm going to select the 3 sets of numbers that create the property ID. And then I'm going to go and tap into new search. And from here where it says parcel ID, I'm going to put down that information. And then from here, I'm going to start that search. And I'm able to have all of the different buildings or units inside of Mystic Point. Then I want to sort the information by clicking on this dropdown and select Sort MLS Status Ascending. And I want to remove any active property from this building. So anything that has a green flag is active property. You can see the last sale that happened in this building was, well, what's listed here was well, over a year. Everything in the dark blue are recent sales, which is fine. And I'm going to commit the changes. Once I've committed the changes, if I want the addresses of everyone located in this building, I can simply tap on create mailing labels. And I can choose owner address if I want, or I can choose the occupants, which is the person that's living in this apartment. And I can choose to replace the first line. And we have the drop down arrow, and I can do current resident, for example. I can also remove any duplicated results, and I can also remove any labels without valid zip codes. I can choose my label, and then I can generate my PDF. And now I have all of the labels for all of the units inside of Mystic Point. So if I wanted to advertise to these and do a mailing campaign, I can. Now, let's say I wanted to customize that mailer. I can simply go to refine this search. And let's say I wanted to select owner occupants equals to no. Then I'm going to click on start search. And I have, out of all of the ones that I used to have, I have 180. I'm going to sort based on MLS ascending, remove any of the active. And now when I send out this mailer, I'm only targeting people that are renting in this building. So I'm going to let me scroll up, commit these changes. I've removed what's active. And now when I send my mailer, occupants, current resident, generate labels. And now these are only the labels for those that are renting in this building. Okay, very cool. Now let's say I wanted to activate, let's refine the search. Instead of owner occupied no, let's do owner occupied yes. Let's say I wanted to specifically target the owners about listing. I'm going to generate that. And I have 303 results. I'm going to do the same thing. MLS status ascending, remove anything active, commit those changes. And then when I create my label, I'm going to make sure that I want the owner address. I can replace if I want with property owner. Remove duplicates. So if the owner has multiple addresses or owns multiple property in this building, I won't send them a million pieces of mail. And now I generate my labels. And now I'm able to see or contact those owners based on where they live. So not all of them are in Aventura. I have the owner information. So let's say you want to take it a step further and you want to refine your search and you want to contact owners that do not live in the state of Florida, right? Maybe they don't know what a great time it is to cash out on this investment. You can select owner is Florida resident, put no, tap on save start search, and we have 93 units in this building that the owner is not a US Florida resident, right? So you can go ahead and create these mailing labels and target these people. Another option, refine this search. Instead of owner is Florida residents, you can choose, is the owner a US resident? Equals to no. And this is searching for owners that don't live in the country. There's 20 like this. So you can select these as we always do, sort based on MLS ascending, anything active, remove it, commit the changes. And if you want to create these labels, you want to do owner address, generate labels in PDF, open up these labels, and here are all of our international addresses. Panama, Canada, a lot of people from Canada, okay? What if some other realtor is farming that residence? That's okay. You can know about it. You know that there's another agent. But Daniela, just because somebody else is doing it, that shouldn't stop you from farming. Because maybe your marketing material is more engaging. What if your marketing material draws more attention, right? What if it's the specific message that they're looking for? What if you're more consistent? Well, there's enough room for you to market in whatever area you'd like. So with that, guys, we did talk about quite a lot of information and I've gone over a few minutes. So thank you so much for being with me this afternoon. It was an absolute pleasure. And I hope that you enjoyed this class, that you found some value in it. And of course, if you guys have any additional questions, feel free to contact me. My email is christy@miamire.com. Feel free to rewatch our tutorials on youtube.com. And thank you for being with me this afternoon. Have a beautiful rest of your day.